Imagine a weapon so powerful that it can potentially kill everyone inside a hardened building or a cave without damaging the exterior. This might sound like science fiction, but it's actually a reality. Known as thermobaric weapons, these shocking munitions are the stuff of nightmares. With the ability to kill and injure people standing behind corners, inside caves, or in trenches, the weapons are indiscriminate in their reign of terror. And if you think that was bad enough, wait till you hear about a thermobaric bomb more powerful than the strongest American nuclear weapon. While it seems unbelievable that a weapon like thermobaric munitions can work, the idea behind them is pretty simple. When a normal bomb goes off, the explosive power is limited by various factors, including the weight, type of explosive, and distance from the target. Regular bombs' energy comes from the different chemicals used to make the explosives inside the warhead. And while there are thousands of ways on a molecular level to make explosives, there is one common element between them: oxygen. Oxygen is needed to fuel the explosion, which is naturally worked into the explosive during manufacturing. But thermobaric weapons turn this concept on its head. Whether one hears the terms thermobaric weapons, vacuum bombs, or fuel-air explosives, these all mean the same thing. To be a thermobaric weapon, the ordnance has to create a two-part explosion. The first explosion is used to spread a highly flammable fuel around a particular area. And no, this is not like the fuel you'd want to put in your car. The fuel in thermobaric weapons is like solid-state fuel used in long-range rockets. Once this fuel becomes atomized in the initial explosion, the fuel becomes highly combustible when mixed with oxygen. As a result of using all the oxygen in the surrounding area to fuel the explosion, more oxygen from further away gets sucked into the blast zone, thereby creating a massive pressure differential. The resulting shockwave, with its ability to bypass all types of cover and concealment by going over and through doors, hallways, tunnels, and trenches, creates the deadly vacuum, and hence why these weapons are informally known as vacuum bombs. Because the shockwave from thermobaric weapons can cause indiscriminate carnage to both military and civilians alike, and since there's no control over it once launched, it's a highly contentious weapon that some say should be banned from the battlefield. But just how many countries have these kinds of weapons, and how often are they employed in combat? The answer to that question will surely shock you. Thermobaric weapons have become increasingly popular over the years as the chemical process behind them becomes better understood. This is because developing these munitions is much more difficult than one might think and requires tons of trial and error using different kinds of fuel, deployment methods, and so on. But nowadays, many countries, including the United States, actively employ these weapons. While the US has been pushing for precision munitions since the latter half of the 20th century, US military officials understand the need that, given the right circumstances, sometimes a sledgehammer is better than a needle. And when the US needs that sledgehammer, both air and ground units have several thermobaric weapons to choose from. While the Navy and Marine Corps have developed thermobaric warheads for existing weapon systems in the Hellfire and shoulder-launched multi-purpose weapon systems respectively, there has only been one purpose-built thermobaric weapon built since the Persian Gulf War. Called the BLU-118 bomb, it's based on the old napalm canisters of the Vietnam War. These repurposed munitions came to life after the War on Terror started, and there arose a need to destroy terrorist hideouts deep inside caves. Air Force researchers developed a thermobaric munition with a delayed fuse that would allow pilots to skip the bomb inside a cave tunnel, which would then go off once deep inside.